It'll be Gibbons receiving here first. And it is the NC Safe kickoff. NC Safe. If you own a gun, lock it up together. Let's keep North Carolina safe. It'll be Cardinal Gibbons in their offense this year. 37 points per game. That is a look at the defense for this Rams team, allowing just 16 points. And Gannon Jones, 70% of his passes completed. The quarterback, 11-1 as a starter. Jones across the 20, and it's a pickup out to the 22-yard line. Going to bring up second down on the gain of 3. Papa John's starting lineups. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. Scotton is the running back who's had quite a road to be able to play. And then along the offensive line, Jack Sheehan, headed for ODU, 2-time all-conference left tackle. That is caught and cleaned up. This is a speedy defense for Rolesville. Avery Fleet, perhaps their unsung hero on defense, coming through to make the tackle. Papa John's starting lineups for Rolesville. And you just look at that group there, but number 9, Xavier Griffin Haynes, UNC commit.
Yeah, committed this week. Jaden Fry on the other side, committed to South Florida. Griffin Haynes sets the edge, and all throughout all 3 levels, very athletic and experienced coming back on the defensive end for the Rams.
It's going to be 3rd and 7 for Jones. This is what he can do. So Jones, a good run. Looks like it's not going to be enough. He'll be shy a couple, pickup of 5. But Jones last year in the playoff win really hurt this Rams defense, gashed them. 35 yards rushing, but 2 scores with his legs as the QB.
A really good recognition of when to run, when to get out of the pocket and feel the pressure, and staying out on the field for 4th downs, but this could be a quick kick.
They'll do that with their quarterbacks, and here's Jones with the left foot, gets it away. And the Rams are going to let it roll. Inside the 40-yard line, Gannon Jones booted it down, and now we will get to see the Rams as you look at Stephen Wright. What a job he has done as the head coach of the Crusaders. His 14th year, has won over 80% of his games and led the Crusaders to the 2021 state championship. Rams are 2-1 after a 12-2 campaign last year. They came in the consensus #1 team, and a lot of Crusader faithful here tonight packing it in to this stadium because this is a big-time matchup.
Yeah, and these fan bases travel with their teams, and they knew this one was really going to be a tilt of 2 of the best in the state, and they wanted to be here for this one. And Braden Atkinson has been through these bouts, started since his sophomore year. And he's the leader for this Rolesville program.
224 yards in the playoff loss against the Crusaders. And they're having an issue with the football. They bring a new one out. And there's a look at Rainier Rackley, 2nd year as the head coach. He was on staff at Roseville previously, also coached at Leesville Road. Elizabeth City State alum. And some movement up front, procedure against the Rams. So a false start. And for Coach Rackley, not what he wanted to see. A little bit of an inauspicious beginning.
Well, both teams so disciplined early on, a lot of anxiety for this ball game, knowing what's on the line. It's going to come down to minimizing mistakes, penalties, and turnovers in the ball game.
That's Devon Thomas, 263 yards in the regular season meeting with Gibbons last year. He has 190 on the year, but he also can catch the ball very effectively out of the backfield. Corbin McDaniel credited with the stop. Papa John's brings you the starting lineup for Roseville. Boy, so many names to talk about, but I'm really impressed with Jaden Alford, the senior receiver, number 17.
He's outstanding. He's committed to Elon Waddell, Division I prospect, and experience all across that offensive line.
Gibbons is there defensively. Again, it's McDaniel, as that was Waddell, his 16th reception of the year. And that defense led by Corbin McDaniel at strong safety, really good secondary. Conway Kelly, the all-conference second-team defensive end with Glass, Pinder, Cockerham, who Sonny talked about. And this secondary probably doesn't get enough credit.
Very aggressive on the back end, and you saw McDaniel physical. They come up and run support.
Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. Another procedure penalty against Rolesville. So now 3rd down and 24. I don't care how good your offense is. They're averaging 475 yards. You don't have a lot of 4th and 24 deep in your own territory plays. We'll see what Atkinson does as he spins out of trouble, eludes another defender, and gets rid of the football. Actually threw it into traffic. Is lucky that it wasn't intercepted, as there were a bunch of Crusaders there, and Atkinson was running for his life.
A really amazing effort on both sides here, and Atkinson just continued to fight here, getting away from the pressure. Only 4 Crusaders, but there's a stun up front. Cockerham got pressure, then another man flying through. Atkinson keeps his eyes up, takes a big hit, tries to find Waddell down the field, with the Crusaders staying in spot-on coverage to get off the field.
So it'll be a punt. Riley Daniels, the junior, handles all of those duties for all of the kicking duties for the Rams. No opportunity this time for Braylon Peebles on the return, and it's going to be downed at the 36-yard line. We'll step aside. Both teams have had a possession, and both teams have punted. It's Papa John's FNR, presented by Arthritis Knee and Pain Centers. Roseville, they lost to Grimsley 35-20. That's the 2nd year in a row the Whirlies have beat them. But they really opened a lot of eyes week 1 when they just dismantled Butler by 50.
Yeah, total domination that ball game on the road.
Gibbons, their 2nd try on offense. That's a nice move by Sam Dodd on his 10th reception of the year. He's averaging over 32 yards a catch. Shorter yards, but he's as quick as a hiccup as he stepped through the tackle there of P.J. Hartsfield Jr.
He's an excellent route runner, and many times in this offense, he'll go deep, but they're intermediate, breaking off his route, coming back to the football. Nice strike from Gannon Jones.
5'10", 181-pound junior. He'll take it himself, but get stacked up. Boy, he got crushed by Talon Watkins, the 5'10", 270-pound senior.
Watkins just sitting in coverage. Number 22, linebacker, fading back, reading the eyes of Jones. And Jones, as he was scanning the field, decided to take off, and Watkins form tackle, bringing him down, and one of those senior linebackers that has played a lot of football for the Rams throughout his career.
He's out there. He rotates with Jaden Griffin-Haynes and Fleet in their linebacking core. They went to the ground. The Rams were ready for it. Nicely done. Avery Fleet in on that one.
The penetration from the defensive line, taking on the double team blocks. Jaden Fried coming in there as well. Multiple hats for the Rams, sealing off the edge to make the play and force the 4th down.
Jaden Fry, 18 tackles against Grimsley, number 91. Fullback comes in now as they go to the eye on 4th and 1. And they'll move the sticks. Just do get it. Boy, I thought he had a better push than that. But the fullback who they bring in on those short yardage situations, Conway Kelly with the 1st down.
He's their special weapon, bringing him in on the offensive end, short yardage situations. Stephen Wright, Bill Leedy, the offensive coordinator, they trust him to get those tough yards in between the tackles. And Coach Wright going for it on 4th down, and it pays off.
Air Experts Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing First Down. Schedule your tune-up today at airexperts.com. Nearing the midway point of this first quarter. To the air, Jones. Nice completion out near midfield. Takes it into Rams territory there, does Connor McGeehan. McGeehan is interesting. He is the son of the Campbell basketball coach, Kevin McGeehan. It was a basketball first kid, but they say he's got the best hands on the team.
He's an outstanding wide receiver. He's got deep speed, excellent intermediate routes, and he's had a chemistry with Gannon Jones early on in the season.
Another Air Experts first down. Into Rams territory for the 49. If they can run the football, and that allows Jones to get the passing game going, they're tough to stop, and nobody covered Jones that time as he darts out of bounds. Another moving of the sticks. So now 3 first down plays in a row.
Well, and that's the key for the Crusaders here tonight. You said it, run the football. That'll open up the play action pass, and with Jones and the running backs, they're going to keep them fresh, show different looks to the Rolesville defense, but excellent job on that right side of the offensive line, sealing off the edge, number 78.
Might have got Adam Hammond with a hold there.
Yeah, Adam Hammond pushing down there on the edge, but looks like this may come back.
They got somebody on that right side with the hold. Hammond, by the way, 6'3", 228. He gained 25 pounds in the offseason. Sheehan, Kevin Walsh at left guard, Monsees the center, Rocco Cheddar, the right guard at 265, and then Hammond. Rocco Cheddar might be one of the best football names out there. Out of the gun, 1st and 20. Tip and drop. Joey Johnsky could not hang on. And getting a paw on it there, Cameron Harrison, I believe, the 255-pound 6'2" senior.
Harrison coming off the edge. If you can't get to the quarterback as a defensive lineman, get your arms up, try to bat the ball down. It's exactly what he does here. Good job by Sheehan blocking him there and just gets that right arm up there.
He didn't play in the playoff loss to Gibbons for Roseville.
He was hurt last year. Good to see him healthy and looks to have a big senior year.
Empty backfield for Gannon Jones. Underneath, they work it. Went to Johnsky again. Fleet was one of the tacklers to get there to him, along with Javon Wright, the Garner-Webb commit.
There's Johnsky. He's star lacrosse player as well, committed to High Point, and they'll move him in the slot outside. And over on the Rolesville side, we've already said Fleet's name a couple of times, leading tackler. He's been everywhere tonight.
Avery Fleet, 5'11", 210-pound junior, number 7. And I think we're going to have Gibbons take a timeout. So it'll be 3rd and 15 when we come back for Cardinal Gibbons. They're going to talk about it, their first timeout of the quarter. 4:36 to go on FNR. Papa John's Friday Night Rivals. It's presented by Arthritis Knee Pain Centers. It'll be 3rd and 15. Let's see what Gannon Jones and Bill Leedy, the offensive coordinator, have cooked up here. Little bubble screen opportunity for Johnsky, and gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
And the Rolesville defense staying at home, being disciplined, and ready for that screen play. This defense has swarming to the football, multiple hats coming over.
Fleet and then Xavier Lewis in on the tackle, the defensive tackle, the Leesville transfer, the Cap 6 player of the year. They're familiar with him around these parts, as Leesville and Gibbons are in the same conference. I think this will be another quick kick situation for Jones. Or will it? No, they're going to go for it on 4th and 10. Found something they liked, and they are able to complete it downfield to the 28-yard line. That's going to be a 21-yard pickup And a nice grab by Sam Dodd, who's been their big play guy early this season.
Well, 2 for 2 now on 4th down. It's a corner route. Dodd, 6'3", high points the ball. Perfect pass from Gannon Jones as he rolls back here, looks towards the middle, then to hold the safety, then goes towards the left, and Dodd with another big catch. Now this offense staying out on the field. They've controlled the time of possession here in the first quarter.
Dodd's second reception of the game. Gibbons has looked a lot more crisp since they've started to throw it a little more here. Receiver screen set up. Not a whole lot that could be done there that time by Braden Karras.
Karras, another one of these outstanding wide receivers for Cardinal Gibbons. Played a lot last year as a sophomore, turning into a star here as a junior. They're going against Marquise Bryant, an excellent sophomore for the Rams. It's a fun matchup to watch, those two going at it.
Karras started the playoff game as a sophomore last year. That one was won 28-21 by Gibbons. The throw out of the reach of Scotton out of the backfield.
Taylon Watkins in coverage. We've already seen him come up, make a play, and run support. They're dropping back into coverage, just shielding off the edge. That's a tough play down the sideline in one-on-one coverage.
Gannon Jones, 17 out of 24 last week in their win against Richmond here, 31-13. He had 264 yards and passed for 3 touchdowns. .332 and 3 scores in the opener at Jordan as well. Nice catch made, 20, 15, 10, and barreling his way in for an Original Grills touchdown is Braden Karras. Karras cooking for Gibbons. Original Grills, elevate your grill game.
Crusaders getting into rhythm. It's a quick out by Karras. Excellent throw from Gannon Jones. And then Karras, the fight, the want to, in the effort, battling through 2 tacklers. See it, wide open area down on the sideline there. He doesn't go out of bounds. He stays in bounds, lowers his shoulder down, and fights through for the first touchdown. Excellent play from Braden Karras.
Marion Turner bouncing off of him. Oh, this is going to be an attempt for 2. Was it a botched snap, or was that a play that they wanted to go for 2? Didn't get it. That was interesting. The holder on the PATs is Connor Lindsey.
That was planned. You can see the wide receivers released down the field, but staying at home on the backside, Xavier Lewis coming up with the play.
Madison Little is on the sidelines for us tonight. Madison, what do you have for us?
Well, Patrick, after spending every Friday night of her life in the months of August to December at the football field, Coach Wright's daughter, Reagan, taking up a football career of her own. She plays on the Cardinal Gibbons flag football team in the Wake County inaugural season last season. These teams participated in multi-team events on the weekends, hoping to grow the sport in the area. And Reagan told me it was the most fun she's had in her high school years to date. She says she loves watching her dad coach, and it's been an honor to play the game he loves so much. As a dad of 3 girls, he never got to watch his own kid play football, but she says now he can. And Coach Wright told us he didn't go to those games as a coach, but as a dad, excited to watch her play. Of course, I had to verify that with Reagan, and she said there may have been a few tips and tricks thrown in there, but always encouragement first. She says that's a testament to who he is as a dad and a coach.
Just very excited to talk about that, as much to talk to us about that as Coach Wright was his team this year. And that's awesome. They're starting this all around the state. I know they've done it with some schools in the eastern part of the state, so got to think at some point that could be a sport that we could see at the official high school level, but a lot of these leagues popping up all across North Carolina. That's an awesome thing.
And we'll be out there covering it hopefully too, but it really is amazing. And you're right, Coach Wright just lit up when we talked to him about Reagan and the flag football season, and It's really excited to see it continue to take off to the next level.
NC safe kickoff into the end zone. If you own a gun, lock it up. Together, let's keep North Carolina safe. Evan Winley, he's the one that's gained 30 pounds in the offseason, has a big leg, and he showed it there. So down 6-0, here come the Rams. What changed on that possession for Gibbons that allowed him to move the ball so effectively against this really stingy Rolesville defense all of a sudden?
I think the biggest takeaway is the confidence to go for it on 4th down. It created a spark, and then the offense started to get a rhythm in the passing game, and the offensive line held up, giving Jones enough time to throw the ball.
Atkinson's pass flared out. Alford with the reception. Seems to be getting better and better each week. Jaden Alford, catch number 8 on the year. He leads them in touchdown receptions with 3.
Alford committed to Elon, big part of this passing game, and Braden Atkinson, his wide receivers, his teammates, they played together for so long. 18 returning starters in this Rolesville team.
Gain of 8. Play action, and that'll pick up a first out to the 40-yard line. That's a gain of 12. And that is an Air Experts Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing first down. Schedule your tune-up today at airexperts.com.
Atkinson so smooth with the play fake. There's to Thomas. Quick turn of the head and the hips. The open area in the middle of the field with those linebackers coming up to stop the run. He finds Alford.
2.5 to go here in the first. Third time in a span of about a year these teams have met. 52-32 was the win in the regular season for the Rams last year. Thomas on the rush. He was limited in the playoff game. Say limited, he had 119 yards, but he exploded. 4 touchdowns, 263 in the regular season meeting. Showed you a nice quick move there and earned a couple tough yards.
He comes up big in crunch time, and another Division I prospect. He has that burst and power and toughness running in between the tackles.
Now Amir Brown in at running back, but they'll throw the opposite way where he motioned from. Little tunnel screen there, and that is close to midfield and close to a first down. A little slow to get up there for A.J. Roberts. Anthony A.J. Roberts. They like his upside, the sophomore, with his 7th reception of 2024.
He's a basketball player as well, and looking for big things from him this year in a bright future. And Coach Rackley has so many veterans. We talked about all those starters back, but this roster has so many good freshmen and sophomore, along with their junior class coming up in the pipeline.
Fresh set of downs. Rams having some success in the air. Oh, what a beautiful pass. Down to the 39. That's an 11-yard reception for Gavin Waddell.
A touch on this throw from Atkinson. He's got to put loft on it, get it over the defender right there, but drops it right in the bucket on the sideline. And Waddell running his route, gets both feet in bounds, maintains possession.
Braden Atkinson starting to heat up at the controls for the Rams. Averaging over 307 yards per game passing as this Rolesville attack. Swinging out to Thomas. Gets some room, breaks tackles, forges his way inside the 30 to the 28. 11 yards on the catch and run, and another first down. And Air Experts Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing first down. Schedule your tune-up today at airexperts.com.
I like the play call. Mike Holderman, the offensive coordinator, and Coach Rackley starting to get into rhythm now on the offensive end. There's a play fake, getting the ball out on the perimeter. One-on-one opportunities. Tough to bring them down. Another first down on this drive.
I think Gibbons may have woken up the Rams.
Over on the sideline, the Rams kind of had to sit for most of this first quarter. They're ready to go on this drive, ready to get something going for their own.
Nice cut. That's Brown inside the 20. Brown down to the 16-yard line. Very nice run there. Well, stay tuned for the medical game plan. It is brought to you by the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services. Inside the blue zone, go the Rams. UNC, goheels.com. Our red zone this year, known as the blue zone. Time is going to run out here in the first. Impressive drive being put together by the Rams as they try to register a tying touchdown and then take the lead if they're able to get the point after. We'll see what happens when we come back. Look at Levant Tower, Carter Finley Stadium. When we had those games played in 21 for the state championship, the Crusaders walked from their campus right over to Carter Finley Stadium. Had a Crusader walk, which they won it that year, 14-2. Atkinson, 45 yards so far, but he's going to lose yardage there as a sack is the strong safety, Corbin McDaniel. They brought him on a safety blitz, and that's a big loss.
Nick Drew, the defense coordinator, will use McDaniel in different spots. Here they bring him off the edge with heat. He comes through to send the Rams back. One of those senior leaders, McDaniel, excellent in coverage, physical, stopping the run, getting after the quarterback. The veteran player that's been in a lot of these big games throughout his time with the Crusaders.
Lost a lot of yards there. Atkinson keeps it himself, slides at the 10. Picked up a nice block from Alford downfield and gets it in a situation on third down that is quite manageable. They do not have to get the end zone to get a fresh set of downs.
Well, Atkinson, as he read the coverage, saw everyone was covered, very wisely gets out of the pocket, picks up positive yards, and good speed, the awareness you want in a quarterback. Possible 4-down territory here.
Third down 4. Brown kicks it out, cuts it in. Brown to the end zone. Give him 6. It is a touchdown for Amir Brown, his second of the year. And that is an original Grills touchdown for Amir Brown and Rolesville. Original Grills, elevate your grill game.
There's a jump cut. Xavier Lewis and Devon Thomas. The blocks up front, goes back to the inside. And the balance of Brown finds his way in the end zone. The response coming back after Cardinal Gibbons scores. The Rams have a big drive of their own.
So to take the lead, and they do. Perfect kick by Riley Daniels. 7-6. Rolesville leading at Cardinal Gibbons. Impressive drive for the Rams.
Now this is what we expected. I mean, two of the top teams in the state. They wanted this matchup. This is a test to see where you're at early season. Wouldn't be surprised if they've faced off in the playoffs as well. But I expect this game to go into the fourth quarter, down to the wire. I just like the resiliency and how each team has responded here early on.
So an interesting start. Gibbons will get their hands back on the ball, and we'll see what adjustments the Rams have made defensively. They had 3 sacks in the regular season game last year, did this Rolesville defense against Gibbons.
And they have to try to find a way to make Gannon Jones uncomfortable. He's so good in the pocket, getting away from pressure, using his legs to run, but really just giving himself more time to look downfield. The defensive ends have to get into the backfield, but almost keep him in the pocket, making it difficult for him to get outside.
Zay Hassan, 21, Van Dyke, 15. Set to return for the Crusaders. This is an NC Safe kickoff. NC Safe, if you own a gun, lock it up. Together, let's keep North Carolina safe. That'll be planted into the end zone by Daniels.
Riley Daniels, special team star. Field goals, extra points. See how strong his leg is driving it into the end zone.
Leaf Acura has our game summary for the first quarter. Leaf Acura in Raleigh. Good balance for Rolesville. Gibbons able to move it through the air. And that fourth category, Jay, could come down to that in a game like this.
It's huge. I mean, right now, each team protecting the football. Will a team make a mistake? Who can create a spark? And you're right, when teams are so evenly matched, it's the little things that are going to matter in the end.
Gavin Jones giving the football to Noah Terry, and he got chased down. Spun down by Lewis. Freak of nature is what Coach Rackley was calling Xavier Lewis. 6'2", 250, a senior. He's going to graduate early. He's a three-time state wrestling champ.
He's amazing. And somebody that's so physical and so quick. Watch number 3 in the middle of this defensive line. We're going to stop here. He's all over the field, taking on double-team blocks, low center of gravity.
It's going to be another penalty on Rolesville, their third of the game.
Go back to Lewis. That wrestling background, he uses leverage so well. And so fun talking to Coach Rackley and the pride he has in his players, this program, the family atmosphere, and talks so highly of all his guys.
Second and short. Jones to the 40-yard line. Jones finally wrestled down at the 44. Cannon Marshall, the High Point track commit, who runs really well, the left corner, able to finally get to him and bring him down. Did a nice job there, did Marshall, to fight off a block.
And that was a designed run. It looked like a pass. You could see the lineman releasing downfield to get to the second level, and Jones just sifting his way through the defense, falling forward for enough.
Air Experts Heating and Cooling and Plumbing. Schedule your tune-up today at airexperts.com. They bring you our first downs all season long here on Friday Night Rivals. Not so fast. Jones tried to get away and reaching out, getting a mid on him up front. I believe it was Lewis, wasn't it?
Well, there's multiple Rams coming through here on the pressure. Watch as the pocket collapse. It's Griffin Haynes.
Oh no, that was, yeah, Griffin Haynes.
6'6", the length, and the quickness. He committed to North Carolina this week. One of the top recruits in the country. His potential.
He's starting to kind of come
through the
to
roof.
his own too.
Yeah. I mean, when you draw up a defensive end, you want him to look like him, and he's a hard worker.
He'll throw his way as he was bringing pressure. Again, Connor McGeehan with the reception. And that's his second grab of the evening.
McGeehan, bottom of the screen, coming back on the curl route. And I love how once he catches it, he's looking for more yards after the catch. Physical, falling forward. He's had a great start to his junior season.
Air Experts Heating and Cooling first down for McGeehan and company. Into Rams territory they go again. Scotton. First time we've seen him carry the football tonight. He came back from a really gnarly injury as a sophomore. And he's an interesting kid. He actually has his pilot's license and had it before he got his driver's license.
Amazing. I mean, just his background and what an accomplishment. Things he's going to do in life. I mean, already to have that, it's just a testament to his work ethic and his talent, and really good football player as well.
And Madison, he's had quite a road back, hasn't he?
Injuries his entire football career, battled those constant knee injuries. Freshman year hurt both knees, forcing him to sit out the second half of that season after a full year of rehab, able to return to the gridiron his sophomore, but another injury to his knees cut that season short as well. He's had to have 4 surgeries repairing both knees and endure 15 months of rehab, but was able to get healthy just in time for last season, his junior year. He saw limited play, but this year he's taking on a bigger role. He's in the starting lineup for the first time and was voted captain for the Crusaders. He told me the biggest goal for him this season is leaving healthy and giving everything for his teammates.
And he dislocated his kneecap. It's a genetic situation that he had. The surgeries finally took care of, and many, many months trying to come back and get healthy. 3rd and 3, option. Scotton gets it, turns the corner, has the first down, 25-yard line down to the 22. Perfect option. They ran it to the left side.
And the pitch relationship here with Gannon Jones, and there's Scott as the defensive end comes up. There's enough spacing, and Scott doing the rest. Trying to keep this defense off balance. Nice play call on 3rd down to pick up enough yardage to continue to move the chains.
Ball on the 21, and that is another Air Experts Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing first down. Schedule your tune-up today at airexperts.com.
And they ran down the left side. Number 71 committed to ODU. That's Jack Sheehan, 6'6", 305, leading the way.
Sheehan's dad played offensive tackle at East Carolina back in the 1990s. Jones rolling to his right. Jones brought down near the line of scrimmage, maybe to the 20. Nice coverage downfield. Avery Fleet, one of the tacklers for the Rams.
He's right in the middle of this defense. Sideline to sideline speed. He's been involved in so many plays. This defense very deep as well. Coach Rackley will rotate guys in. Keep them fresh. This unit right now, though, trying to keep the Crusaders out of the end zone.
Gibbons inside the UNC blue zone. UNCGoHeels.com from the 20, 2nd and 9. Throw in stride. Another touchdown for Karras. His 2nd of the night, and that for Braden Karras is an Original Grills touchdown. Gibbons takes it to the house. Original Grills, elevate your grill game. 2nd touchdown pass from Gannon Jones.
This was a post right down the middle. Gannon Jones looking for Karras all the way. Excellent throw right over the defender. And then Karras, the chemistry with Jones, the route getting open. He's in his zone, and what a play. Earlier touchdown on an out route, battled through there, split the safeties wide open. Get another touchdown on the board.
Gibbons to kick here. This time they boot it through. Gorgeous night for football here, and it's an entertaining first half on FNR. Crusaders up 6. Stay tuned for the U.S. Army halftime report. We'll have this week's Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athletes, interviews, highlights, and more. The United States Army, be all you can be. Patrick Johnson, Jay Sunholder, Madison Little from West Raleigh tonight. Cardinal Gibbons has taken the last 2 possessions and marched right down the field and scored.
Well, and there it is right there, number 9, Braden Karras. The 2 touchdowns early on, making an impact, and Braylon Peebles, number 4, defensive star. Those 2 talk about what just happened, but that connection with Gannon Jones looking for Karras right in the middle of the field. These long drives from Gibbons keeping Rolesville off the field have been huge.
This one's going to be able to be fielded from the 7 and returned out. Nice tackle made on special teams there. And that's Anderson coming up to make the hit. Anderson has been really good as Aaron Anderson on special teams. He actually lives in the Rolesville district, so he's probably a little amped tonight, I have to imagine.
Well, a lot on the line in this ball game for both teams, and the familiarity with these programs, knowing, hey, we're 2 of the top teams in the state. They want this game. They've competed in summer camps against each other as well.
Yeah, those 7-on-7s were pretty intense, weren't they?
They were over at UNC this summer in their 7-on-7 camp, battling against each other.
Big hole, and exploding through it is Thomas. Thomas, 40, through an arm tackle to midfield, tiptoeing down the sideline. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds. What a run, though, by Devon Thomas.
He's a highlight reel, and Thomas lets his offensive line set up blocks. Number 62, Jack LaMotta, driving his man 5 yards. Then Davis Brown, the tight end. Byron Brown, his brother at South Flores, is the quarterback leading the way, and Thomas does the rest.
Air experts, heating, cooling, and plumbing first down. Scamper for Thomas. That's Alford there. Boy, what a run by Thomas. They really rely on him a lot. He's had a lot of off-the-field things strike him, and he's shown a lot of mental toughness, according to his coach, and nobody's going to touch him. He'll run it in. Devon Thomas on the touchdown run. And make that his 4th of the season. And we are tied at 13-13 after that Original Grills touchdown. Original Grills, elevate your grill game. How about Thomas elevating his game here on that possession?
The offensive line around the tight end doing the job again. They're clearing the path up front. And Thomas, he's got a special burst. That awareness when to make the cut. Went right through the middle of the line and then just took off.
Oh, it was a fumbled snap. So we will stay tied at 13. Special teams, a couple of snafus here early. See if that has an impact down the road. Papa John's FNR, presented by Arthritis Knee Pain Centers. We'll be right back to Cardinal Gibbons after this word. Interesting game so far. First half, everything we thought it would be, Sonny, and that you have a couple of teams here that certainly are among the very best in the state, never mind the region. They are 2 of the premier teams in the state. Certainly Rolesville, from a talent standpoint, great coaching. Gibbons has a fantastic program, and it is now a duel between these two.
I mean, just going back and forth. I think this is the way it's going to be throughout the rest of this ball game. Just the responses on each side, the big plays. You said it, these programs, well known throughout the state, the coaches, how great they are coaching their players, but also how much they care about them off the field. These are 2 guys that I would love to play for.
So Cardinal Gibbons will come out after a 12-3 season last year. 5-0, they won the Cap 6. Made it all the way to the regional final where they lost to Hoggard. And deep runs into the playoffs are a routine occurrence here in recent years for Gibbons and their head coach, Dr. Stephen Wright, former defensive back at UCF. They held on to the fake a little long, and that allowed Jones to get the read, and then Jones takes it around the left side for a first down.
Well, up front, Rocco Cheddar, Adam Hammond leading the way. It was a positive play on first down. Cardinal Gibbons running the ball, zone read. Jones sees Xavion Griffin Haynes coming up, keeps it, gets what he can.
Actually going to be shy a yard. 2nd down and 1 after he gained 9. Pistol look with a back offset to his right. Jones downfield, out of the reach of Karras. A couple defenders were there for the Rams, and Braden Karras was well covered.
Making sure they try to lock up Karras, the safety coming over. Javon Wright, Marquise Bryant, staying stride for stride. 3rd and 1 here. Let's see if Gibbons elects to keep it on the ground or set up the play action pass.
Not a bad play call, knowing that you do have it, even though you're deep in your own end, on a 3rd and short. They're going to take a timeout and talk about it here. So Cardinal Gibbons burns their 2nd timeout. You know, I think back to,
That's their 2nd timeout in the half.
you go back to the early 1990s, there was talk of dropping the football program at Cardinal Gibbons. They were in the Independent Schools Association at the time, and then You think about what they have here. They've got a great stadium, a great environment, great tailgate environment, and they've been one of the programs that for the last several years is always in the mix for a state championship.
Yeah, they're always right there at the end of the year, and you're right, this atmosphere, the support, the facilities. Very excited to be here for this ball game tonight. Over on the other side, same thing with Rolesville. What they've built in their short time as a school, it's really remarkable between these two programs, the power they've become in this area.
Stay tuned for the U.S. Army halftime report. This week's Tatum and Atkinson Scholar athletes will be honored, have interviews, highlights, and more. The United States Army, be all you can be. That'll move the chains. Nice run by Kendall Scotton. Scotton came in with not a ton of yards through their first two games as he picks up the Air Experts Heating and Cooling and Plumbing first down. Schedule your tune-up today at airexperts.com. Empty set for Jones. That's Karras in the flats. And he's fighting for yardage. Almost lost the football. Finally wrestled down by Marion Turner with some help from his teammates. Also Marshall in there defensively for the Rams.
Kevin Reddick, the defensive coordinator for the Rams, his unit trying to create a turnover. This is another out route. Karras so good there, coming back for the ball, trying to get extra yardage. They're just stripping it, trying to knock it loose. Good ball security to hold on to it.
1st and 10. Down the sideline, and is there going to be a flag? Incomplete is the call on the field. Sam Dodd was the intended target.
One-on-one coverage on the outside. Gibbons going for it all. And they're in coverage. Darian Newborn, very athletic, the junior. Knocks it loose.
Did that hit Newborn?
Hit him on back of his arm.
Oh, nice grab by Scotton. And he has first down yardage into Rams territory.
The Rams getting pressure from the defensive line, but there's a clock in Gannon Jones' head, knowing when he's got to get rid of it. Looks for his outlet. Scott in his hands gets out of the backfield. Good receiver, picks it up.
Air Experts Heating and Cooling and Plumbing first down, airexperts.com. Some raindrops starting to fall. Nothing like earlier today here in Raleigh. And some good balance continues. Scotton on the ground. And he is able to pick up yardage 5. Make it 2nd and very manageable.
Well, the Crusaders, of course, want to score here, but what they're doing right now is using this clock, milking it down as we get close to the halftime break. They're trying to score and not leave the Rams with any time left.
Rams would have the ball to start the second half. Jones flees the pocket, and Jones will get to the 30. So a first down scamper and a pickup of 8. So that moves the chains inside the 30 down to the 29. Edging closer and closer to the blue zone are the Cardinal Gibbons Crusaders. Scotton put his foot in the turf and then bounced it out to the left, but the Rolesville Rams were there.
Yeah, they came up, the corners did, on the wide receivers. Immediately shot into the backfield. Nice wall from the defensive line. No penetration. Crusaders still have that one timeout, starting to pick up the pace, though.
2nd and 10 with 30 ticks remaining in the half. Nice completion, another catch for Karras. Did he make the sticks? I think he's a little short, out of bounds, but they have a kicker that certainly can put points on the board here. A lot of options for the Crusaders.
Well, confidence in the special teams is huge, and Karras, another out route. His hands, just plucks it out of the air, gets upfield, talented junior wide receiver.
Good start to the season for Karras. Excellent start here tonight. He's been factored in prominently. 3rd down and 3. Option again. Jones, nice fake. Jones darts out of bounds at the 12-yard line. And that'll be a pickup of 10 in the blue zone. The Cardinal Gibbons Crusaders go to have a 1st down here with 20 seconds to go.
A previous option play, Jones dished it off to Scott in there, kind of faked it, held the defensive end, and then went inside to pick up the yardage.
They're going to give him the 11. Spot it there, 1st and 10. Coming back the other way with the bubble screen, it's Karras again. Or rather, that's Dodd with the catch. Dodd down inside the 5, and Cardinal Gibbons will burn their final timeout. Well-designed play.
Jones looks towards the right, then comes back to the left. Dodd coming through on the screen. Outstanding block from Jack Sheehan to clear out the alley, and Dodd doing what he can. The Rams putting up a wall there before he could get in the end zone. No timeouts now for the Crusaders, but 2nd and 3 right on the doorstep of the goal line.
Stay tuned for the medical game plan brought to you by the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services. Patrick Johnson, Jay Sunhalter. Here at Cardinal Gibbons tonight. Crusaders knocked these Rams off in the 4th round of the playoffs a year ago. Rolesville 2-1. All of these expectations. Their defense has been really solid. You mentioned the defensive coordinator, Kevin Reddick, played linebacker at UNC and in the NFL. He played for Chip Williams at New Bern High School, where he made a big reputation with the Bears before going on to play in Chapel Hill. Coach calling him the missing piece. That's what Renier Rackley said about Kevin Reddick joining his staff as the defensive coordinator. How many plays here with 12 seconds?
Well, you've got 2 if you throw it in the end zone. So they're going to keep this in the air.
Gannon scrambling. 8 seconds. Fakes, throws for the end zone. It was dropped, not intercepted. Nowhere to go with the football. He had pursuit. He just had to get rid of it. So with 5 seconds, what do you got?
Well, now here we'll see if you have, as Jones goes out, there's a flag on the field, but I think you've got to bring out your field goal unit.
Yeah, it is 3rd down. You'd have time off. That would just be a lot to try to get the
You don't want to risk
kicking.
it
Yeah,
here.
yeah, the field goal unit out there on a 4th down with maybe a second or 2 remaining.
Yeah, I mean, you would have to throw something quick and really be lucky if it's incomplete to have 1 second. So this is the right call. Bring on your kicker.
Winley out of the hold of Chris Gurecki. And we're going to have a timeout taken by Rolesville. It's interesting. Lindsay holds on the point afters, but Gurecki holds on the field goals. It's a comfort thing, as he and Winley and the long snapper Will Fields routinely in the summer will come out here and work on field goals.
Yeah, it really just interesting how both players have a role and how they've done really nice job when their numbers been called on. Stephen Wright here using the clock on this final drive. Rolesville not really going to have a chance here, maybe a second or 2 after this kick. The Crusaders have done a good job staying on the field, picking up those 3rd down conversions in these drives, and hoping to come away with some points going into the halftime break.
Ball on the 13, 13-13. It's Friday the 13th.
Everything's 13.
This will be a 30-yarder at a slight angle for Evan Winley, the junior. Cardinal Gibbons will take the lead into halftime, 16-13, and an impressive first half at home here for the Crusaders.
Now, both sides playing really well. This is what we expected. I cannot wait to watch the second half. But this ball game is going to be all about adjustments at the halftime break. Which team can protect the football, not have any mistakes, and then finish in the fourth quarter. That's going to be the message both coaches talked about at the halftime break.
Crusaders lead by 3 over the preseason #1. Our U.S. Army halftime report continues on here. Let's look at some of the highlights from the first half. And after a 3-and-out from both sides, things really got cooking.
Yeah, we had a first half. I'll tell you, both teams had big moments. Sam Dodd in the passing game started off early on. And then Braden Karisk and Jones finding a star junior early on, plows his way through into the end zone for the first touchdown for the Crusaders.
And then on the ground with the answer, Amir Brown with a sensational run on a nice cut.
Well, each team had responses, and Amir Brown, the sophomore, finished things off. Then here over the middle, Braden Karras, touchdown #2, clean pocket for Gannon Jones to throw it, and then Rolesville gets the ball back quickly. They go down and score. Thomas here dashing for a huge one.
Devon Thomas will hurt your feelings.
Yeah, he will hurt you with his speed, and he'll do everything he can to get in the end zone, and does it here, barely touched, to get back on the scoreboard.
And then Winley with the field goal to wrap things up in the first half. All told, 16-13 is our score at the break.
Now, both teams playing so hard and no turnovers. That was the takeaway from this first half. Clean ball game, and each offense having some big plays through the air and on the ground.
Rolesville comes in averaging 191 or 475 yards of total offense, 191 in the first half. For Gibbons, 415 of total offense, 243 in the first half. The Crusaders average just under 300 yards passing, and they're already more than halfway to that. We'll take a break and come back with more from Cardinal Gibbons, where the homestanding Crusaders lead the Rolesville Rams. It's Papa John's Friday Night Rivals, and it's presented by Knee Arthritis Pain Centers. Friday Night Rivals continues on here. We're about to get the second half underway. Before we do, Madison Little had a chance to talk to Rainier Rackley.
Yeah, Patrick, I asked him what he liked about that first half. He told me he liked his team's ability to respond when the Crusaders went up first, but there are some things they need to work on. He says, we have to finish, we have to execute. The small things are killing us. This second half will be all about playing Ram football for Rolesville. Back to you guys.
You know, he talked about finishing with us this week, Sonny, but he talked about that in the standpoint of all aspects of life, not just on the field, but in the classroom, in the weight room, in the off season. And so that's a pretty consistent message for this Rolesville team this year.
Well, on or off the field, Rainier Rackley coaches his team and cares about his players and develops his young men, and just a joy to talk with him and Stephen Wright this week about their players and their programs and how they highlight them, looking for them to do big things in life. And here at the halftime break, that message to his team is, hey, have confidence that we're going to come out here, play the best half of football, but we've got to protect the football and finish in crunch time in the fourth quarter.
Winley will get set to kick off. Turner is back. One of the two that will be receiving this kick also is Jonathan Dunn Jr. And the NC safe kickoff taken by Turner. Turner with some room, and Turner is brought down. That was a touchdown saving tackle potentially made there by Matthew Green. number 7. This is a nice return following our NC safe kickoff.
Coach Rackley just highlighted Turner's ability to return kicks, and so excited about his talent in the special teams phase. Star on the defensive end. The junior coming in, making a big impact in a couple ball games. Already has returned kicks for touchdowns. Now setting up good field position for this first drive.
Braden Atkinson. On the ground with Dunn. Jonathan Dunn Jr., 4-year player in this program. Had 76 yards in the regular season meeting against Gibbons last year, but only managed 27 in the playoff game. He hobbles off here, does the 5'8", 165-pound senior.
It's an important piece of this offense. Now Braden Atkinson to start this drive off, the leader for the Rams, trying to get it going, and I expect them to really have balance, mixing in the run and the pass.
To the air. Another pass, and this throw too high. Jaden Alford was matched up on in double coverage as McDaniel was there. Also there for Cardinal Gibbons. Defensively, it was Hank Yardley, the right corner. Yardley's brother Chet, wide receiver now at Butler, 1,000-yard receiver. He had a sensational game to Chet Yardley. 200 yards on 10 catches in the playoff win against Rolesville for his alma mater last year. 3rd and 10, Atkinson on the ground. Hands it off. Amir Brown taken down. And they're going to go for it.
Yeah, I'm going to stay on the field, and they had that mindset there. Hey, run the ball, let's make it, cut into it, and now it sets up a 4th and 4 to go for it.
Couple claps of the hand for Atkinson.
We're trying to get Gibbons to jump offside. Could be a quick kick here.
That's what it's going to be. Oh, it's blocked! Cardinal Gibbons has made plays like this on special teams before, and they come up with the block. Does Griffin Cockerham. Gets back there and blocks it, and the Crusaders with a special teams play.
Cockerham, star sophomore. He'll be a Division I prospect as well. He plays basketball. He's got the length, athleticism coming off the top of your screen. Just bats the ball down. Gibbons making a play in the special teams unit, setting up their offense, and there's Peebles trying to get over there.
Taken by Billy Turner, the junior linebacker. His brothers played here. And there's Cockerham, 6'4", 225, and a sophomore. A young Sonny Sunholder is what he measures like. Short field here for Gibbons, and it's going to be a sack. Getting crushed down by Xavier Lewis, the Cap 6 Defensive Player of the Year a season ago before he transferred. He just swallows Jones.
He's been a force tonight, getting leverage, pushing his man back, but keeping his eyes up. As Jones steps up, big number 3 brings him down. He plays so hard. That leverage that he creates to throw off his man. He's a really good player.
First sack of the night going against the Crusaders. 2nd down and long. The zone read again. Holding on to it is Jones. Jones earns some yardage back and then some more. Jones just keeps you off balance, doesn't he?
He does, and he's got the speed and also the elusiveness, making a cut. And Gibbons just picking up positive yards. They've been in situations where they don't have to do too much. 3rd and 3 here. Figure it could be 4-down territory since they've had success if they don't pick it up.
From the 24, the Crusaders will operate. Jones keeps it again, and he'll lose yardage this time. At mesh point, they held on to it a little longer that occasion. A little too long, and that allowed Jaden Fry to get back in there. The South Florida commit perhaps the most athletic player on this Rams team.
And this is perfect technique by Fry, staying square, wide base, and not going for the ball fake. He runs a 4.4 40-yard dash. He's got a bright future at the next level.
Loss of 1 to the 25. It's going to be another kick here, 42-yard opportunity. Winley in to try to add to the Gibbons lead. It will part the uprights. It's good. A nice boot and the second field goal. So he ends the scoring, does Winley, to close things in the first half, and he opens up the scoring for Gibbons here to make it 19-13 with 8:22 to go, third quarter. During the fourth quarter of tonight's game, we'll select the U.S. Army Player of the Game. The United States Army, be all you can be. Gibbons scores, but they only lead by 6 here, so Rolesville still very much in contact, but they'll have to get the offense going. Did you think maybe it was a little soon to go for it on fourth down with that quick kick in the manner in which they did? Maybe run something with a little more traditional setup for Rolesville.
Well, I think it was just really a good job from the Crusaders staying at home in their base defense and coming off the edge. They're trying to see if they had anything there to go for it, but it just didn't work out.
This is Trenton Presley on the NC Safe kickoff. Presley inside the 40. Presley pushed down finally inside the 35, and might that be the spark the Rams need?
Well, Coach Rackley talked so highly of Presley. How do we bring a momentum shift to our side? A little sky kick, and Presley goes from the left all the way to the right, zigging and zagging, following his blockers up front. Excellent effort from Marion Turner, setting the edge, and Presley finishing it off. But they've got to create a spark. They got it right there, and now the offense coming out in the field. I know they want some redemption here on this drive.
Matthew Green covered a lot of yardage there and finally brought him down, covered a lot of ground. And slipping, tripping is Thomas. They could go 4 deep at running back in Rolesville.
And this is a really big offensive line with Davis Brown, Logan Pulley, Jack LaMotta, Gavin Marks, Ian Hemmelwright, and Asa Midget. They've got to get this ground game going to set up the pass.
He'll run it right, looks for a block, gain of 1. In on the tackle, the Rover, Braylon Peebles. Peebles has got offers from the ACC.
Had a huge sophomore year. He'll play safety, defensive back, box linebacker, nickel cornerback. It's a big third down for the Rams.
Atkinson with time. And the pocket breaks down. There's a flag coming in, but he will be sacked. Let's see what the marker is all about. Getting back there to him, Conway Kelly. And it's going to be a hold against Rolesville. They'll decline it, will the Crusaders. And that's the first sack of the game for this Cardinal Gibbons defense.
And the offensive line holds up here, but the D-line just keeps fighting and fighting. There's the hold on the right side. And then they get to Atkinson. It's that push up front continuing to grind up there, and it pays off.
This is a Rolesville offense that averages over 45 points a game. They have managed just 13 here tonight. We're nearing the midway point of this fourth quarter, and they have just 13. Pressure that time. Lots of hang time on the kick. Takes a bounce, and that'll be downed at the 3-yard line. Very well done on that 40-yard punt. Excellent effort there by the junior Daniels, and he pins the Crusaders back deep. Time to check out the Publix Smile Cam. Lots of happy Crusader fans. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. Had a lot to be cheesing about tonight.
Wow. Good showing so far. Their team's ahead. Riggin Wright up there in the smile cam. And the Rams, though, excellent work on the special teams unit to force a long drive here. Bad field position for Cardinal Gibbons.
And that's going to be pushed back forward. Progress might have cost them to lose a yard. Boy, you have this group up front, and you talk about a position group that scares you if you're an opposing offense. You're going to be a loss back to the 2-yard line, so they will lose a yard. This front four for the Rams are really something. They're a handful.
Big and athletic. Cameron Harrison, 88. Isaiah Brown, 98, leading the charge.
Gibbons maybe back to the line of scrimmage. They went to the fullback. Kelly, they put him in there. They use him on these short yardage, tough run situations. As you see the rain starting to fall here in Raleigh.
For Cardinal Gibbons, you just have to create space here, of course. You want a big play, you've got to find a way to get outside of this 2-yard line mark. Help out your punter.
3rd down, 12. And Scotton leaping, but did not get very far. Back to the 3. So if you look at some moments ahead in this game, the punt,
huge.
The pin, and then this 3 and out.
The defense doing their job. Special teams unit set it up, but then the defense coming out and very physical, not giving up an inch. And now the special teams unit comes out in the field with an opportunity to get great field position.
Windley to punt the football. Actually, they're going to set up for a field goal and kick it out of the end zone. Have you ever seen that? Timeout taken by the Crusaders. If it goes to him and he's on a knee in the end zone, wouldn't that be a safety?
Yeah, and with the timeout here, we'll see as the team comes over the sideline what they're looking to set up. And it could be just something where they're showing a look and then going to shift into something else. But again, right now, being in the end zone, you got to be very careful with the ball handling, with the snap and the kick, and make sure you protect up front.
It's a 6-point game with 4:05 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Well, we've got another good one next week, one that's going to be pretty interesting. Leesville Road taking on Wake Forest in their brand new refurbished stadium. We get to see it for the first time.
Well, last year went into triple overtime, that ball game. Excited to be at Wake Forest next week, and great schedule here on Friday Night Rivals. And knew this one was going to come down to the end, and it's lived up to its billing.
Got a long way to go here in the 3rd. Now Jones out there for a quick kick situation, and he drops back to punt. Gets rid of it. Nicely done with the left foot. Oh, that's going to take a huge roll. It'll drop down at the 42-yard line. So that is an excellent 38-yard punt by the quarterback, Gannon Jones. Is there anything Jones can't do? He stepped up last year, according to Stephen Wright, when Connor Clark went down, got the call up from the JV, ended up being the Cap 6 Offensive Player of the Year, and comes through here with a special teams delivery.
He's just amazing. And last year, when he got his opportunity, made the most of it, just taking the next step this year, and he's a college prospect, only a junior. So another year in this program. Just impressed by his command of the offense, how accurate he is, his leadership. These two quarterbacks going back and forth, two of the best in this ballgame with Atkinson and Jones.
Well, the story right now is Rolesville will operate on the +47. Heaving it down is Atkinson, and a great catch made at the 25. His receiver helped him out in a big way there. Alford comes up with the grab and gets a couple of extra yards to boot after the catch.
This was NFL arm strength. Atkinson looking for the deep route, then comes underneath, going away from his throwing side, throwing off his back leg. Gets the ball deep down the field. What a strike, big throw. This is where you need your senior leaders to come through in these matchups. He did it there.
25-yard hookup. The air experts, heating, cooling, and plumbing first down. Schedule your tune-up today at airexperts.com. Rolling to his right for the end zone. Actually shy of the end zone, but near the sideline. The delivery to Adrian Silver Sr. And Silver with his first grab of the game.
The play fake, the bootleg, flat was open. Atkinson keeps his eyes up, and Silver, nice job setting up on the sideline to haul that in.
15-yard strike there, and it sets up Rolesville in the UNC Blue Zone. UNCGoHeels.com. So first and goal here for this quick-hitting Rams assault. They'll bring a blocking back in. Brown inside the 5, Brown to the 2. Amir Brown gang tackled. Chris Pinder in on the stop.
I like the pace that Rolesville's playing with here. Taking their time, balanced approach with the pass and the run. Trying to finish it off here. Kept it on the ground, following the big offensive line. Wouldn't be surprised here if Brown gets it again.
Second and goal upcoming. Fake, throw, easy play, and it's going to be a touchdown. The play action, and then they snuck the fullback out into the flats. That's Jack McHugh, who comes up with the tying touchdown catch. That's for Original Grills, and McHugh, Original Grills, elevate your grill game.
The 6'1" sophomore gets out there on the flat route, quickly turns upfield, no one there. He's lined up on the wing. The play fake to Brown up the middle. Coverage gap there, and McHugh gets in for a big touchdown, the momentum shifting back over the Rams sideline.
That one just does stay in the right upright, but it is a point after that is good, and it puts the visitors from Rolesville ahead 20-19. So the gorgeous punt with the great hang time pinned Gibbons down to the 3. The defense stood. A great punt, but a short field for the Rams to work with, and they cash in.
In each phase complementing each other, with the special teams doing their job, then the defense and the offense plowing their way down the field. A couple big plays through the air, then finishing it off.
Here's a look at Coach Rackley with the headset. Elizabeth City State alum. Not an easy path for him. His mom died while he was in school at Elizabeth City. He quit school, had a brother. Or mom rather got sick when he was there, and that caused him to quit school. It was his brother who tragically died, and even had a son during his time in college, but he persevered, gave it a run in the Arena Leagues, Iowa, South Dakota, Nebraska, Montana. Those all sound like places you'd rather be inside playing football.
You're not a fan of the cold?
Less so than I once was. And now he's in that journey, decided coaching and mentorship were the way for him to go, Coach Rackley.
Oh, he's a heck of a coach, great person, and looks like he could still play. Played at the highest of levels, and now making an impact at Rolesville, and loves his players, loves this team, and excited to see where he can take him this year.
NC safe kickoff, and this one will go into the end zone. If you own a gun, lock it up together. Let's keep North Carolina safe. Boy, what a weapon the left-footed Riley Daniels is. And now our game summary for Leaf Acura. Leaf Acura in Raleigh. Yardage about even. Advantage on the ground for Rolesville. A little more balance for the Rams tonight, been a fairly clean game as far as the penalties go. No turnovers, but special teams has had a big influence here in the second half. Gibbons on 1st and 10 from the 20, and that's Kendall Scotton taking it out of bounds.
They've gone back to this option play numerous times tonight with Scotton and Jones, and trusting the offensive line with Sheehan, Kevin Walsh, Jackson Monsees, Rocco Cheddar, and Adam Hammond up front leading the way. And that's a good start on 1st and 10. You pick up 7, it sets up 2nd and 3.
It's going to be incomplete. I think Sheehan may have gotten away with the hold.
Well, up front, the pressure coming through from Cameron Harrison. We've called his name a couple times tonight. There's Connor McGeehan. This talented wide receiver group for Cardinal Gibbons. We're going to come up with 3 yards at least to pick up a 1st down.
Throwing back the other way on the bubble screen. Nice catch. 30, 35. That's Dodd. And Sam Dodd out across the 40. Sam Dodd has done that a couple of times tonight. He's fun to watch, and that was a nice reception from Sam Dodd.
Jones really sells it well, looking towards the right, then comes back to Dodd. At 6'3", he can protect that ball as the Rams try to knock it loose. Good play call from Bill Leedy and Stephen Wright.
Xavier Lewis, the Air Experts Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing 1st down. Schedule your tune-up today at airexperts.com. That's going to be another sack. And it is Harrison getting back there. Harrison, whose dad played in the NFL, gets the 2nd sack of the game against Jones.
He's coming off the right side, just stays at home. Beats his man up front. Fundamentally sound, stays low to make the play, and it's huge on 1st down to have that success. Move Gibbons back to 2nd and 15.
Ball at the 34. Here comes a flag with 41 ticks remaining in the 3rd. Going to go against the Rams, so that 5 that they had the Crusaders lose on the sack, they give right back with the penalty. 4th of the game. Jones chased. Eyes down the field, unloads the football and throws it away. In the neighborhood was Scotton. Heady play though by Gannon Jones. Tried to keep it alive with his legs. Did a really nice job though of keeping his focus downfield.
Just steadying the pocket, making the reads and the right decision. Now 3rd and 10 for Rolesville. This is where you want your D-line to really light it up and get after Jones, but you have to keep him in the pocket. You can't let him get outside and use his legs.
3rd down 10. Jones maybe back to the line of scrimmage, although I think he may have lost a yard. And again, that line up front for this Rolesville Rams team, so impressive. That time it was big Isaiah Brown, the 5'10", 340-pound reserve nose guard senior.
Well, 98, Brown shoved his way in the backfield and then threw his man to make the tackle. That is the work that you want heading into the 4th quarter.
And we'll be back with that 4th quarter right after this.
Welcome back to Friday Night Rivals, Rolesville at Cardinal Gibbons, and a name you may not hear too often, Alex Valdivia, but he's playing for more than just the spotlight and stats. He's playing to make his dad proud. His father was a staff sergeant in Green Beret in the U.S. Army and unfortunately lost his life in Afghanistan back in 2013. Alex was only 6 years old. Alex told me he remembers wanting to play football when he was younger and tossing the football around with his dad. And although it took him until his junior year to actually start playing, he told me it's all for his dad, who he knows is looking down on him, watching him play. So the goal for Alex, always to make dad proud, and he's cheering the Crusaders on tonight, guys.
A lot to cheer about there as they went for the punt. And it's a fake, and they threw the football to Sam Dodd. And it'll bring up a Gibbons first down. Wow.
And the Crusaders have gone for it on fourth downs, been successful in the first half there. Again, pays off. And Dodd coming away with the big play.
So a special teams play in a sense, add to the Jones passing tallies tonight. Fresh set of downs from midfield, and Jones gonna be intercepted at the 30. They went for the home run ball, and it's going to be taken out of the air by Marion Turner, the senior who has the ability to flip a game at a moment's notice, does there.
Well, he just knows how to grab the momentum. Went to the other side. Here he brings it back to the Rams. He's so athletic. They're in coverage, falling back, jumping up, bringing in this pass. That's as good as it gets. His team needed it when he came through, the star junior, creating that spark.
Transfer from Panther Creek, and Joey Johnsky the intended target. But a tremendous interception falling back. And now Rolesville will make a pass to midfield. They'll put their foot on the accelerator. That's Brown with some nifty footwork after the catch. And a big hit on the turnover.
And this is how quick this offense can strike. Give it to number 2. He's going to make it happen. Atkinson looks towards the left, knows exactly where he wants to go with it. Brown comes out of the backfield in one-on-one coverage. It does the rest.
They're experts. First down. Went on the ground. And they went back to Brown. And he's able to finally get up. So a great catch by Brown. Tremendous run on the strike. And now Amir Brown gets it for the third straight play. Bangs it down inside the 25.
And Rolesville went with tempo on that last play. Now it looks like they'll slow it down a little bit.
Pinder there defensively. 6 foot, 258-pound junior. Second time we've called him out. He's an FCS prospect, all-conference first-teamer a season ago for the Crusaders. 3rd and 6 for the end zone. It's in the air. Will it be caught? No. A.J. Roberts could not hang on. He was defended very well there by Zay Hassan, the sophomore.
He's 6 feet tall, Hassan is. And they're staying tight in coverage. That's picture-perfect technique. Hands go up, puts that right arm in between the hands to knock it loose.
4th down, 7. Ball is at the 25-yard line. Looks like they are going to try the field goal. It would be a 42-yarder. See what Daniels can do here. It would put the Rams up 4. And that'll take them possibly out of field goal range. Well, they're going to keep him out there. Rainier Rackley with the confidence in his junior kicker. This would be a 47-yarder. And it will be on the ground, loose, picked up by Gibbons. They're returning the football, but hold everything. A whistle is blown. And it's a bad snap. And that's where they blew the holder dead.
And each side has had big moments on the special teams unit. Now this one favors Gibbons. And we've seen the momentum go back and forth throughout this third and now first part of the fourth quarter.
Gibbons down a point after the interception. Here comes the option pitch. Yards have been a lot tougher to come by here in this second half for the Gibbons offense.
This defensive front staying disciplined, staying at home, and not biting on the fakes. Taylor Watkins, Harrison over on the edge, forcing him out of bounds and picking up 1 yard.
Second down 9. Jones over the middle, and it is going to be jarred out of the hands of Dodd. Nice job defensively by Fleet.
Big hit here by number 7. Avery Fleet flying around. Dodd gets it. There, knocks it loose with the left arm from Fleet. There's the emotion after the play to force a third down. This is huge right now for each team. Fourth quarter, 10-minute mark. Gibbons has been so good in these critical downs.
Fleet is called the heartbeat of this defense by his coaching staff. Third and long. Quick throw out in the flats. It's going to be incomplete. Jones knew he had to get rid of the football quickly, and he did. Still a lot of time left in the fourth quarter.
Defensive line getting home. Now what will Gibbons do? Even if the offense is out on the field, which they are now, this still could be a punt, and Jones backing up deep. They're going to kick it.
Got it away quickly. No opportunity, and boy, what a bounce that's going to take. An extra 15 yards inside the 15-yard line is where it'll be downed. Rolesville with the 1-point lead in this excellent edition of FNR. Along with Jay Sunhalder and Madison Little on our sidelines, I'm Patrick Johnson, our entire crew for Papa John's FNR. We are presented by Arthritis Knee Pain Centers. Coach Stephen Wright, the AP Coach of the Year in 2021, Maitland, Florida native, 14 years at the helm of the Crusader program. Atkinson slinging, dumps it across the middle, and they get out of deep in their own end from the 14 out to the 40-yard line with 9.5 to go in the fourth.
Well, the Mercer commit, Braden Atkinson, riding that play fake, then picking up his eyes, finding Gavin Waddell over the middle, the junior coming up with a big play through the air.
Going to be an Air Experts first down. Air Experts Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Schedule your tune-up today at airexperts.com. Good run on first down by who else? Thomas. They have relied on Thomas early in the season, and he has delivered. 3 minutes gone by here in the fourth.
We saw Rolesville use tempo last drive. Now letting the clock churn down, going slower. You have the 1-point lead with the ball. I want to shorten this game up and, of course, get points.
7 on the play clock. They snap it with 2. In the air, deflected, and it could have been intercepted. Wanted Silver, he was defended, and it was an opportunity for Matthew Green lunging out. He couldn't get there in time.
Another play fake. That ball goes up in the air. It's so dangerous, and Green almost able to get it. Good position there on the back end.
Rolesville takes a timeout, leaves them with two. Two for the Crusaders as well in this 1-point game. When they defeated Butler's, we noted earlier in the game broadcast here tonight, won by 50. They brought their A game, and in that game they had 3 touchdowns called back. I'm talking about Rolesville there. So they have really at times scored at will. No problem with East Wake last week. Here it's been a little more of a dogfight. This has had the playoff feel about it. How do you think the Rams have responded, particularly in the second half? It looks like they really buttoned up a lot of things.
Yeah, second half they've come out with fire. They were down at the break, and they've responded to the adversity, and early on they had the turnover, and Gibbons comes out, scores, but since then they've really turned it on.
Ranier Rackley thought his team was too fired up when they played Grimsley. 3rd and 4. Nice screen set up there. There goes Thomas, and Thomas cuts his way inside the 35. Little kip up at the end to get off the turf, and a first down.
Well, the rhythm between Atkinson here selling it, kind of just fading back, looking towards the right, then quickly finds Thomas spilling out of the backfield. The offensive line doing their job releasing. Perfect execution there to pick it up.
And Air Experts first down. And we're going to take a break. 20-19 after that Air Experts first down. Rolesville on the road by a point. Out of the timeout, we have a 1st and 10, fresh set of downs. How about that play design, though? They got it to Thomas, and he did the rest.
Perfect timing for a screen, and it's the execution. Those guys doing their job to make that play work. And all 11 doing it for the Rams.
Oh, that out of the reach. Wanted Alford. A little bit of a tough night for the Elon commit. Alford had 156 yards in the regular season matchup last year, 8 catches in the playoff loss. One of those guys that Coach Rackley says just wants to be great. Senior could not hang on there, though. Davis Brown lined up as an H-back, throwing blocks for Thomas. Thomas spinning his way, carrying the pile inside the 10. Devon Thomas totes it in the UNC blue zone.
And this is what Coach Rackley talked with us about, finishing. This is what you want to see your guys continue to fight here in the 4th quarter. Push forward, not giving up, the O-line doing their job, and Thomas. Those legs just continuing to drive, carrying guys down the field.
Our blue zone brought to you by UNCGoHeels.com. At the 14-yard line, 1st and 10. Bit of a hush has fallen over the stadium here as Rolesville looks to be in control from a pace standpoint. This would be a huge score if they could notch it here. They're throwing, and Alford could not bring it in. Nice defense by the Crusaders secondary.
Multiple times in this drive, the Rams have gone to this play action, the fake to Thomas, and then the slant over the top. Again, that arm in there to knock it loose.
Good work by Hassan.
I'll tell you here, the momentum is on the Rams side. If you're a defender for Cardinal Gibbons, you're thinking turnover or we've got to force a field goal. Of course, if they score a touchdown, The extra point still a one-score game, but you've got to kind of stand up here as you get inside of 7.5-minute mark.
Oh, threw that one behind his receiver, did Atkinson. A little miscommunication there.
Mentioned a couple times already in this fourth quarter, big downs. So this is huge here. Rolesville pick it up, continue this drive. The Crusaders try to force a field goal.
Are you thinking kick here on fourth, or are you thinking 2 plays?
Well, my thought is, hey, if we pick up at least 5 yards, I'm probably going to go for it. But it all determines here. Don't be surprised if they keep it on the ground.
No, they're going to run a bootleg. Throwing, and they have wide open Thomas in the end zone. It is going to be an Original Grills touchdown. Atkinson to Thomas for Rolesville. Original Grills, elevate your grill game.
The success on this drive between the two seniors of Atkinson and Thomas. There's a play fake. Thomas just hides, gets around the edge. The Crusaders defense flows to the other side of the field. And the senior who's run the ball so well tonight gets one through the air.
Third touchdown pass for Braden Atkinson. Gives him a baker's dozen. 13 on the year on this Friday the 13th. This will make it an 8-point game. Little surprised they didn't go for 2.
Well, I think in this situation, hey, still plenty of time. We've got confidence in our kicker, Riley Daniels, one of the best. Go ahead, make it 8-point lead. And now the momentum's on our side. We need the defense to do their job.
Well, they have in this second half. The defense has certainly come through, and that's allowed the offense to find their footing.
And they've really played well together. The complementary football, the special teams offense and defense. When their time's been out on the field, they've done the job. And now the biggest key is you have that spark. Things are going your way. You cannot allow Gibbons to have that big play. They're accustomed for having that spark, especially here on their home field. You've got to limit those opportunities, but Rainier Rackley is to be very pleased with that fight his team is showing here in the fourth.
Rainier Rackley talking about his team needed to block out the noise. Maybe they were listening to it a little too much in that week 2 matchup where they lost to Grimsley, but they've come in here tonight, and after a first half where they were down at the break, find themselves in the lead by 8 here in the fourth.
And I admire both coaches challenge themselves, their teams, in non-conference play, playing some of the best in the state to get ready for conference play and the playoffs. This is a big one, and excited for this ending in the game.
Oh, now that will come down at the 1 on the NC Safe kickoff. Opportunity at a return here, and still running with the football out across the 40-yard line. It's a 40-yard return for Zay Hassan, the sophomore. NC Safe kickoff. If you own a gun, lock it up. Together, let's keep North Carolina safe.
Well, this is a great kick. Daniels pinning him down. The return unit setting up a wall. And Hassan, nice job with his vision, just finding a path and getting what he can to set up his offense.
40-yard kick return for the sophomore. Seven minutes to go. It's going to be incomplete. Wanted McGeehan, who has not had a lot of activity in the second half. And Karras really has not been able to get the football either.
Well, in this second half, Rolesville's really maintained time of possession and limited Gibbons really time here having the ball. And this wide receiving group, very talented. The secondary for Rolesville playing it tight here in the second.
Option, pitch, Scotton, and he will be into Rolesville territory, it would appear. Pickup of 11, and that's Noah Terry, the transfer out of New Jersey.
And Patrick, they've used that option on the left side many times. There they go towards the right side, and the O-line setting things up very well with Rocco Cheddar, Adam Heyman holding off the edge.
Moves the chains, and it's an Air Experts first down. Air Experts Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Schedule your tune-up today at airexperts.com. Jones scrambling. Jones dives for the 45. In the neighborhood defensively, it was Jaden Griffin-Haynes, the first-year linebacker, the brother of Xavion. Jaden played receiver and safety last year, and his coach says he's cheat code out there.
He received an offer from North Carolina as well. Talented player, and now Gibbons inside of the 50.
44-yard line is where they'll scrimmage with Jones. On second down, pass complete to the 39. It's a pickup of 5. And a little shaken up there, it appears, is McGeehan.
Big catch going down for it. Hand-eye coordination. And Connor making a play. 4-down territory, you'd have to imagine.
5.5 to go. 3rd and 1. McGeehan favoring that left hand. That might have been his first catch of the second half. Stay on the ground. Fullback Kelly. And he earns the yardage. But Connor Kelly's just gritty, isn't he?
He is. I mean, he gets those tough yards. His number's called. He's ready on the sideline. Doesn't have much breaks playing defensive line on the defensive side. New set of downs.
They'll scrimmage from the 37. Will Gibbons in Rolesville territory. Rams up 8. Jones for the end zone. Throwing it downfield. Going to be incomplete. Wanted Dodd.
One-on-one coverage on the outside, going for the big play.
Is there a miscommunication there, Jay, maybe?
It just didn't seem there was that in sync that we've seen between them. But now, Patrick, inside of 5 minutes, we talked about the 4-down territory. Gibbons is going for it now.
Stays in the pocket, throws, caught at the 20, 15, 10, and did he get in the pylon? No, down at the 1 for Joey Johnsky. It's been a quiet second half for Johnsky, but that's a huge catch of 36 yards. He thought he got in.
His play fake, Ian Jones knows exactly where he's going with it. Huge separation from Johnsky and the defensive back. Gets close. They're right on the doorstep of the goal line. So his foot just went out of bounds around the 1-yard line.
Gonna be down at the 2. Marion Turner on the play, and he's being attended to. It looks like a cramp. The ball now in the blue zone. It's what we're calling our red zone here this year on FNR. And it's brought to you by UNC and GoHeels.com. Alongside Jay Sonhalder, I'm Patrick Johnson. Madison Little is on our sidelines tonight. Turner comes up, hobbling a little. And they'll work that cramp out. He'll get replaced in the lineup, possibly by Chase Heath, the senior. Caleb Henderson is another candidate to replace him in this secondary. Crusaders have come down here after Roseville notched the score to go ahead 8 with the point after, and have run a really good drive and have worked it down to the 1. Kelly stopped. Great shot by our camera and our crew there a moment ago as it took you right into your living room or right onto your device where you're streaming us, wherever you are.
Physical up front, the defensive line doing their job. Marquise Bryant, number 6, one of the top sophomores in the country, the defensive back. coming up in run support.
They load up on the right side to the Crusaders. Scotton dots the I. The fullback, Kelly, did not get in. Third and goal.
They go back-to-back plays to Kelly. Got a late push there. Thought he got in. You see there, he initially gets hit. Here's the drive, the push. They say he's short. You got 2 downs to get in the end zone. Watch a play fake.
Under center goes Jones. Takes it himself. Jones forges his way in. And that will be a Cardinal Gibbons score. An Original Grills touchdown for the Crusaders and their junior quarterback, Gannon Jones. Original Grills, elevate your grill game.
That's grit, and that's just want to. This offensive line saying enough's enough. We're getting our quarterback in. Gannon Jones calls his number. Excellent play call at the 1 yard line to just drive forward, trusting your junior quarterback to get enough. And he does the job and now sets up this 2-point conversion opportunity.
Could he be the best quarterback to ever play at Gibbons? And you certainly think he has a tremendous case that can be made for him. Coach says that he has that it factor, and he has shown it here tonight and was really cool on that drive.
The composure, and this is crunch time. This is what we've been talking about throughout the game. Finishing, making plays in the fourth quarter when it matters most, when the pressure's on the line. This is another play coming up. Which team will win this individual battle on this 2-point conversion? Regardless of what happens here, still plenty of time with 3:04 to determine the outcome of this game. But this is a big one. This defense, 3 running plays in a row. 2 they stopped. This gave up the quarterback sneak. Now Gibbons here. Do you keep it on the ground, just continue to force it in? Looks like they're set up here. 4 wide receivers and 1 back. Spread look.
Crusaders to try to tie it, going for 2. They took a timeout to set this up. Jones throwing, and he will get in. Will Johnsky. 3 defenders were there, but they couldn't keep him from breaking the plane, and we're tied at 27 with 3:04 remaining.
The fight, the yards after the catch for Gibbons tonight has been a key aspect of this game. This was initially stopped. 3 defenders there. As Johnsky just falls forward with that momentum, reaches the ball out. Huge play from the senior.
So 27 all here with 3:04 remaining in the fourth. Let's check out the Leaf Acura game summary. Leaf Acura in Raleigh. 334 tonight for Cardinal Gibbons, 228 passing for Jones, 231 for his counterpart Atkinson. And for Cardinal Gibbons, they have come down to tie it up. It was all set up by that big 40-yard kickoff return. Instead of parking it in the end zone, they put it down at the 1, and Gibbons made him pay. So now it will be Rolesville with 3:04 remaining, 2 timeouts. They will come out following this kick. NC safe kickoff. Oh, it'll be fumbled into the end zone and end up being a touchback. NC safe. If you own a gun, lock it up together. Let's keep North Carolina safe. That might have been the best thing to have happened there for the Rams.
Well, Turner's so dangerous, being inserted back in after he had to go off the field.
He's upset with himself, but the momentum was taking him back. It would have been a tough putt to get that out with any momentum moving forward. And so now they'll start at the 20. 80 yards from taking the lead. And let's see what they come up with here. Braden Atkinson came into tonight with 78 career touchdowns, over 6,400 yards. That's a good push on first down. Ball will be out to the 26.
The last drive was Thomas and Atkinson making plays for their team. They give it right back to Thomas. Davis Brown, the lead blocker there. The Rams, though, using this clock, no rush. You have the timeouts. You want to limit the time left in this game and score here on this drive.
Presley into the game at running back. They go downfield with the throw, and it will be incomplete. There comes the flag. Waddell was the intended receiver, and he got crossed up with the defender, McDaniel.
One-on-one on the outside, very physical, those two going at it. Rolesville gets the flag. See, Atkinson finds the matchup he likes.
Oh, yeah.
There's just the contact at the end as Waddell goes up for it.
Puts the ball at the 41. Waddell, 6 foot, 164-pound junior. Big upside for him. Amir Brown. Tough yardage to the 45.
And the mixture here with the run and the pass, keeping Gibbons off balance, trying to keep them on their heels, and Brown limping off here.
Couple plays off for Thomas, who checks back in. Screen, Atkinson, did they sniff it out? Yes, they did. Nice job there by Cardinal Gibbons. Really good work. Was this Billy Turner?
Yeah, number 2, Billy Turner read it all the way, almost picks it off, and then just jumped all over Thomas as he catches it. And that's a tough play. The Rams have had success going back door with that screenplay, but Turner said, not under my watch.
Turner started for the first 4 games of last year. His brother plays basketball at Hampton City, or football at Hampton City, Tommy, and a brother plays basketball at Guilford, Ronnie. Both played here. And on 3rd and 6, not a lot of yardage, not a lot of running room that time for Thomas. It's going to set up 4th down out near midfield.
Decision time. What do you do? Rolesville looking over towards the sideline now. Gibbons has the 1 timeout. They're not going to use it until they know what Rolesville is going to do, and I'd expect a punt here.
Rolesville's got 2, and they're going to let this tick down to about 15 seconds. So they'll take the timeout. 16 remaining. So Rolesville burns it here. 27-27.
If this is a punt, remember Cardinal Gibbons does have 1 block punt tonight. And I'd expect them to probably play punt safe just to make sure there's not a roughing the kicker. Again, if there is a punt, we'll see which unit comes out in the field. Braden Atkinson looks like he's going over to the sideline, so they will bring their punting unit out to try to pin back Cardinal Gibbons inside of 15 seconds.
So 16 seconds remaining here. If we do go to overtime, there'll be a toss. And then each side will get a chance from the opponent's 10-yard line, and we'll have 4 plays to run there. Big deep breath from Daniels as he'll punt it from the 47. Got it away. And that has an eternity of hang time on it. It will be downed at the 14. That is a 39-yard punt. That is the second time tonight he's had a punt of nearly 40 yards that has pinned Gibbons deep.
Zach Overton going down to down it. Now 6 seconds left. Not much you can do here. Maybe Hail Mary, hook and ladder, you just take a knee. But this is what we expected, a ball game going down the fourth quarter. We're going to get overtime play most likely here. Both teams have competed at the highest level. It's easy to see watching both sides why they are legitimate state championship contenders.
And Gibbons is going to take a knee here, run out the clock, and we're going to have extra football tonight on Friday Night Rivals. Our Papa John's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Arthritis Knee Pain Centers. And we're going to have OT here in Raleigh. Excellent first half. It was 16-13. Gibbons made it 19-13 with a field goal. Tremendous offensive possession by the Rams following a series of great plays on special teams and defense. They went ahead, got the score to go up 8 with the extra point, electing to kick it rather than going for 2. And they find themselves in a 27-all game here after Cardinal Gibbons gets the touchdown pass, or the touchdown keeper from Gannon Jones, and then the 2-point PAT pass.
This has just been amazing game and so much fun to watch, each side competing. And these teams know that, hey, yes, this is a regular season matchup, but most likely we could face each other again in the playoffs. And they want this game going back to last year, splitting it a lot, riding on this in the offseason, knowing the talent on each side. And my takeaways are both teams are so well coached. Stephen Wright, Rainier Rackley, the adjustments, the responding to adversity throughout the game. Each side has had their moment. We're going to have a great finish here in overtime. Which team will finish? Which team protect the football, minimize mistakes? Then how do you close it out here in pressure situations?
So each team, after the coin toss, and they decide who will go first, coaches will go out with their captains. That's Coach Wright heading out there with McDaniel. Coach Rackley heading out with his star quarterback, Atkinson, who has that family-like relationship. They came across each other when Atkinson was really young, and Coach Rackley trained him, and he's played for him now for these last 4 years. So the coin toss going the way of Gibbons, it appears, and we're going to have the north end zone being attacked here by the Rolesville Rams offensively. So Gibbons wins the toss. They will play defense first. What do you think of that decision?
Well, play defense first. You get the chance. give the ball back to your offense knowing if you need a field goal or a touchdown. There's Nick Drew, the defensive coordinator, getting his guys ready to go here in overtime, and this atmosphere tonight been great.
4 plays from the 10, touchdowns, extra points or 2-point tries, standard like you would have scoring in regulation, but these are all 4-play drives, 4 plays to score from the 10-yard line. We're in overtime. The throw, and Atkinson trying to feed it to McHugh, who got lit up. Big hit from McDaniel, who's just out for the coin toss.
Well, they tried to sneak the sophomore tight end in the backfield. They did it once early on for a touchdown. Braylon Peebles makes the play to force second down.
Second down. This throw, incomplete. He wanted Waddell. Things get a little tough when you're bunched in there at the 10.
That was a timing route. Peebles spot on in coverage.
Atkinson 0 for 2 so far, throwing the football in overtime. That one was short, almost intercepted. He wanted Silver. Do you kick it?
Yeah, you have to kick it here. Just with the loss and the yardage you still have to go to get in the end zone. Right call here by Rainier Rackley, bringing his special teams unit, Riley Daniels, out on the field to try to go up 3.
The left-footed junior. It's up. It is good. 30-27. And now it will be Gibbons to get their crack at it. Touchdown wins it, field goal to tie.
Well, and the biggest key is you have to protect the football if you're Gibbons. And for Rolesville, you want turnover or field goal. You cannot give up a touchdown or else the game's over. And for Gibbons here, you have your home field advantage behind you. You know what Rolesville just did. You're looking to get in the end zone here. I'd expect Gannon Jones to try to use his legs.
Now, we didn't see the Rams run the ball with Atkinson. They decided to throw. Can you mix in the run here?
I think you can, and I think getting Jones on the outside or something designed for him in the shotgun could be something you could look at here.
They're spreading out the Rams defensively. Johnsky in motion. That's Jones, cuts it in. Jones, as a flag comes in late, takes it down to the 7. It's going to go against Cardinal Gibbons.
The Rams brought pressure. They brought extra defenders down in the box, trying to stop the run, and is the hold.
I think that's going to be the center, Monsees.
Rolesville had a loss on their possession. Gibbons with the penalty moving back here, still first.
They'll operate from the 20 here on 1st and goal.
Still first down.
In overtime, they run the option, the pitch, and tripped up. Nice job defensively. Sticking with it is Watkins.
22, Taylon Watkins on the outside here. Heck of a job. Jaden Fry forcing the pitch. There's Watkins, Xavier Lewis cleaning it up. A senior linebacker. He's in the perfect position, disciplined, sound tackler tonight.
Ball at the 20, it's 2nd and goal. Jones throwing towards the end zone. It will be picked off! And the Rams win it in overtime! Intercepted by Turner! Rolesville avenges the bitter playoff defeat.
The pressure on Jones. He got out of the pocket, throws it up, was looking for his guy right in the middle. The coverage from Rolesville coming away there and finishing with the turnover. What a ball game. Each side going into overtime, 2 of the best. And Rolesville finds a way on the road in overtime on the defensive end to come away with that turnover to end it.
30-27 in overtime. Rolesville on the road knocks off Cardinal Gibbons in a venue where they rarely fall in defeat. Stay tuned. We'll have words from the winning coach, Coach Raleigh, and see the Rolesville celebration when we come back. In overtime, it's Rolesville over Cardinal Gibbons. And let's send it over to our Madison Little. Well, we will in a moment. And both sides with some post-game words. And high emotions in this game here. And for Rolesville, the elation of victory, and for Cardinal Gibbons, a bitter defeat. And the Rolesville Rams celebrating in a big way here as they go on the road and get a huge victory early in the season. Boy, they have not dodged any comers here in the first 4 weeks of the season.
Yeah, each team playing such good competition, their non-conference schedule. We talked earlier in the ball game to prepare themselves for the playoffs, for conference play, and these games make you better. This competition going back and forth, you're going to grow so much from this ball game. I'm just proud of the way each team played tonight. And tough for Cardinal Gibbons. For Rolesville, you found a way. Very proud of the way you finish. It's going to carry you on through the rest of the year.
Madison has Rainier Ratley with her.
A very energetic win from Rolesville Rams. First off, I want to honor our player of the game. The U.S. Army Be All You Can Be player of the game goes to Marion Turner. That was presented by U.S. Army Staff Sergeant Joshua Hines. Congratulations. And now, Coach, you guys called this a get-back win. What does this mean to your program?
Just like I said before, they had to finish. You know, they had to finish the game. They didn't finish before, and we just finished tonight. And that goes to show when you prep since November 17th when we lost the first time. The second time, you know, we got to make sure that we prepared us what we did.
And ultimately, this came down to a huge effort from defense. What do you have to say about your defensive efforts?
They always, I trust my defense. You know, I trust my defense. I trust this young man right here. We talked about it all offseason. Hey, it's going to be a great year for you. And the fact that he did it in this big game, that shows he's a primetime guy. So.
Well, Coach, congratulations once again. Go enjoy your team.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Rainier Ratley, one of the best, and he has a lot to be proud about with his team here tonight. And he's going over to talk with the media. A lot of media coverage in this game tonight. It was the primetime game that we brought you here on FNR, the big one of the season, and it was as good as advertised.
Yeah, I mean, what a game. I mean, just so much fun to watch, be a spectator here, the atmosphere, each team coming through and performing at the highest level. And for Cardinal Gibbons and Stephen Wright, state championship is in their sights. They've got the talent, the coaching, the discipline to do it. They're going to learn from this game, and they're going to come back better. They've got a bye week next week, and then they'll be ready to finish out the season. The conference play from that point continue to get better, but I was so impressed by them and just how they fought in this game, taking it into overtime. And over on the other side, Rainier Ratley and his team coming on the road. Last year, lost in the playoffs to Cardinal Gibbons. They used that as motivation coming here. The first half, not everything went their way. By the halftime break, they made some adjustments, found a way to win in overtime, getting the turnover. They're going to have a lot of takeaways from this ball game, but finding a way and finishing that message that Coach Rackley talked to his team. It proved the point tonight. They did the job, and they're going to continue to strive on and look for a state championship on their side as well.
We'd like to take a moment to thank the wonderful folks at Papa John's Arthritis Knee Pain Centers in Tatum and Atkinson, who make these games possible for viewers at home. We'd also like to thank our great supporters for their contributions to our Friday Night Rivals telecast. United States Army, Original Grills, United States Marine Corps, Air Experts Heating, Cooling and Plumbing, Leaf Acura, NC Safe, UNC, Publix, and NCDHHS. And we'd like to thank tonight's participating schools for their support. Of course, the Rolesville Rams and our host, the Cardinal Gibbons Crusaders. Tune in next week. Leesville Road takes on Wake Forest. We'll bring it to you here on Friday Night Rivals. For Jay Sonhalder, Madison Little, and our excellent crew, I'm Patrick Johnson. In overtime, the Rams roll past the Crusaders.